Tonight, the U.S. men's national soccer team brings to San Jose a roster blended with veteran leadership and youthful opportunity. It also marks the first match with the interim label removed from head coach Bob Bradley. But he has no time to celebrate as China and a major tournament stare him in the face. We welcome you to ESPN's live coverage of U.S. soccer presented by the United States Marine Corps. Tonight, the U.S. looks to remain unbeaten in the calendar year while also prepping for its most important event of 2007. Good evening, glad you're with us. I'm Rob Stone. May 16th, Bob Bradley, after going unbeaten his first 4 games, had the interim label removed from the head coaching title. He is the boss for sure. Starting tonight, game number 1. And goal number 1 for him, win the 2007 CONCACAF Gold Cup, which begins this coming week in LA for the United States at the Home Depot Center. They open up versus Guatemala. 2 nights later, same place, Trinidad Tobago. Then they go cross country to New England to take on El Salvador. It all concludes in Chicago with the June 24th final. The U.S., the reigning Gold Cup champs. Now joining me, 3-time U.S. World Cup veteran Eric Winaldo, who's also played in more than his fair share of Gold Cup tournaments. Why is this tournament so important to Bob Bradley in the U.S.?
Well, first of all, this is the most important tournament that the U.S. will ever be in. I mean, outside of the World Cup or Copa America. It's so important for these players to establish themselves, but you want to be the best team in your region. You're going to face all the teams you're going to see in qualification process. You want to win this because other implications later to play in the Four Nations Cup as well. 12
players on tonight's roster, also on the Gold Cup roster. One of them is the coach's son, Michael Bradley. Folks, no nepotism involved here. This kid is really the future of the U.S. Central midfield.
And that, you just said it right there. I mean, it's the things that this kid brings to the table. He goes in hard. He's strong. He's got great size. He's able to make those little touch passes as well, but I like the way, and watch for this today. He's the kind of guy that's going to sneak through those little spots and be an offensive threat. I really like this kid.
Just a few weeks shy of his 20th birthday, 6'2", and he is starting to form quite a little midfield combination with another youngster, Benny Feilhaber.
Benny Feilhaber will pretty much run the midfield today. He's wearing that number 5. He's going to sit in those little pockets, but these guys are going to be rotating around constantly. Dempsey and Beasley on both sides of Razov. No surprise there. The number 9 is finally finding his way back on the national team. Bob Bradley has always looked at this guy as one of his favorites, so look for him to get the goal.
This is kind of a meeting of 2 soccer sleeping giants, if you will, the U.S. and certainly China with their massive population. 2 wins, 2 losses on the year. This is a very strong team, record-wise and physically speaking as well.
Definitely physically. There's no Yao Ming out there, but these guys have definitely got some size. Watch for 28 Wang and Lee, number 8 in the midfield, and number 19 Dong up front. He plays for Manchester United. He's got to be good.
Enough said. Well, Tim Howard will be making his 3rd appearance of the year in the U.S. Nets. He'll be seeking his 2nd shutout, but 2-time World Cup starter Casey Keller will see time as well. We'll explain their situation. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of U.S. soccer presented by the United States Marine Corps. For years, Tim Howard has been looked upon as the future #1 U.S. goalkeeper. After a stellar season in England, the future is now. But Alan Hopkins, you know, American soccer fans have learned this through the years. You can never count out Casey Keller.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rob. And how good is it to be back in San Jose? For Tim Howard, he knows it's an honor being the #1 goalkeeper for the U.S. But as he told me yesterday, he's not really that excited because he knows he has to go out every day and prove that he's worthy of being the starter. As far as the incumbent Keller, who knows a good summer really help him solve his uncertain future with his club, knows that he's very much on board with Bob Bradley's plan, which is for Howard to play 2 games in the group play and Keller to play the other. And then, as Bradley says, take it from there. As far as today, each keeper will play a half. And Rob, I think we're settling in for what's going to be a tough battle for the starting goalkeeper spot for the U.S.
Absolutely, Alan. Only 9 U.S. men players have represented their country 100 or more times. When Keller appears tonight, he'll be just 2 shy of the century mark. 4 games into 2007, all good for the U.S. so far. They look to keep their unbeaten run alive when we return with the kickoff versus China.